Hi friends, it's Mrs. Schnabel. Welcome to episode 3 of Mrs. Schnabel's Reading Room, where I read you some of my favorite stories. I have to thank Mr. Worthington for this story. He got together a whole big bag of books for me and for the other kindergarten and first grade teachers at Meister to share with our classes. And this is one of the books that was in that bag. I believe he got them from the Lake County Public Library, so thank you to the Lake County Public Library as well. I'm sure kids are going to love these books. All right, so this story is called The Little Engine That Could. But before I started, I kind of want to tell you a little bit about this book. This book is very nostalgic to me. It makes me think of when I was a kid. So, reading is something that I have loved my whole entire life. My parents really encouraged me to read. Reading was something that was very important in our house growing up. Every night before bedtime, I would go to my bookshelf and I would get this big stack of books. And I would bring the books to either my mom or my dad, and they would be sitting in the rocking chair. And I would climb up in their lap and they would just read me all of these books. And I would love to listen to them over and over and over. And then eventually I could finish the stories and I wasn't even reading yet. So reading has been something that is so important to me, and I cherish it so much as an adult, and I hope that I can share it with you as well, and I hope that I can express my love of reading to you because it is so important to me. Anyway, this is one of those books that I had in my big stack of, books that I had at my house as a child, and I remember this from almost 30 years ago. So, I'm going to go ahead and read you this story. But before I get started, one more thing. Have you ever been given a job or a task or maybe an assignment and it was hard? Or you thought, you just couldn't finish it because the job was too difficult? Well, the little engine had a problem like that. And I want you to see what this little engine does. All right, without further ado, The Little Engine That Could. All right, let me start off with this beautiful picture. The Little Engine That Could, retold by Watty Piper, illustrated by George and Doris Howman. All right. And this right over here says this is the 60th anniversary edition, so that's kind of special. This book has been around for quite some time. Chug, 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 puff, 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 ding dong, ding dong. The little train rumbled over the tracks. She was a happy little train, for she had such a jolly load to carry. Her cars were filled full of good things for boys and girls. There were toy animals, giraffes with long necks, teddy bears with almost no necks at all, and even a baby elephant. Then there were dolls. Dolls with blue eyes and yellow curls. Dolls with brown eyes and brown bobbed heads. And the first and funniest little toy clown you had ever seen. And there were cars full of toy engines, airplanes, tops, jackknives, picture puzzles, books, and every kind of thing boys or girls could want. Oh my goodness, look at all those toys. But that was not all. Some of the cars were filled with all sorts of good things for boys and girls to eat. Big golden oranges, red-cheeked apples, bottles of creamy milk for their breakfasts, fresh spinach for their dinners, peppermint drops, and lollipops for after-meal treats. Look at that fresh fruit. Yummy, yummy. The little train was carrying all these wonderful things to the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain. She puffed along merrily. Then all of a sudden, she stopped with a jerk. She simply could not go another inch. She tried and tried, but her wheels would not turn. What were all those good little boys and girls going to do on the other side of the mountain without the wonderful toys to play with and all the good food to eat? "Here comes a shiny new engine," said the funny little clown who jumped out of the train. "Let us ask him to help us." So all the dolls and toys cried out together, "Please, shiny new engine, won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us." But the shiny new engine snorted. "I pull you? I am a passenger engine. I have just carried a fine big train over the mountain with more cars than you've ever dreamed of. My train had sleeping cars with comfortable berths, a dining car where waiters bring whatever hungry people want to eat, and parlor cars in which people sit in soft armchairs and look out of big plate glass windows. I pull the likes of you? Indeed not." Oh my goodness. I don't know, I'm thinking that seems rather unkind. And off he steamed to the roundhouse where engines live when they're not busy. How sad the little train and all the dolls and toys felt. Then the little clown called out, "The passenger engine is not the only one in the world. Here is another engine coming, a great big strong one. Let us ask him to help." The little toy clown waved his flag, and the big, strong engine came to a stop. "Please, oh please, big engine," cried all the dolls and toys together. "Won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the good little boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us." But the big, strong engine bellowed, "I am a freight engine. I have just pulled a big train loaded with big machines over the mountain. These machines print books and newspapers for grown-ups to read. I am a very important engine indeed. I won't pull the likes of you." And the freight engine puffed off to the roadhouse. Seems so unkind. I don't understand. The little train and all the dolls were very sad. "Cheer up," cried the little boy. "The freight engine is not the only one in the world. Here comes another. He looks very old and tired, but our train is little, so perhaps he can help us." So the little toy clown waved his flag at the dingy old rusty engine stopped. "Please, kind engine," cried all the dolls and toys together. "Won't you please pull our train over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you can help us." But the rusty old engine said, "I am so tired. I must rest my weary wheels. I cannot pull even so little a train as yours over the mountain. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot." And he rumbled to the roundhouse chugging, "I cannot. I cannot. I cannot." Oh, that's really sad. I noticed in the picture that, the elephant toy is crying. Looks like the little dolls are crying. Everyone seems very sad. They seem like they've lost hope. That means they think there's just no way that things are going to work out for them. But let's see. I think there's one more. Then indeed the little train was very, very sad, and the dolls and toys were ready to cry. But the little clown called out, "Here is another engine coming, a little blue engine, a very little one. Maybe she will help us." The very little engine came chug, chug, chugging merrily along. When she saw the toy clown's flag, she stopped quickly. "What is the matter, my friends?" she asked kindly. "Oh, little blue engine," cried the dolls and toys, "will you pull us over the mountain? Our engine has broken down, and the good boys and girls on the other side won't have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless you help us. Please, please help us, little blue engine." "I'm not very big," said the little blue engine. "They use me only for switching trains in the yard. I have never been over the mountain." "But we must get over the mountain before the children awake," said all the dolls and the toys. The very little engine looked up and saw the tears in the doll's eyes, and she thought of the good little boys and girls on the other side of the mountain who would not have any toys to play with or good food to eat unless she helped. Then she said, "I think I can, I think I can, I think I can." And she hitched herself to the little train. She tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged, and slowly, 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 they started off. The toy clown jumped aboard, and all the dolls and toy animals began to smile and cheer. Puff, puff, chug, chug, went the little blue engine. "I think I can, I 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 think I can." Up, 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 faster and faster and faster the little engine climbed until at last they reached the top of the mountain. Down in the valley lay the city. "Hooray! Hooray!" cried the funny little clown and all the dolls and toys. The good little boys and girls in the city will be happy because you helped us, kind little blue engine. And the little blue engine smiled and seemed to say as she puffed steadily down the mountain, I thought I could, 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 I thought I could. The end. All right, I love this book. It gives us some really good life lessons. It shows us that no matter how small you are, no matter how big a job is, if you work hard, you can succeed. It also points out that, a lot of these trains passed by the poor little train that broke down. Nobody wanted to help. Some trains thought they were too good to help. Some thought they only moved freight. Some thought they were passenger cars. Some thought they were too old. But the one little engine that had never, ever, ever even been over the mountain decided to show kindness and love. Mrs. Schnabel's favorite saying is, do small things with great love. So that means is every little thing you do that's kind matters. You may not be able to do a big thing like the little engine, but if you can show kindness and love to another person, it really does matter. Small things add up. And who knows, it might end up being a really big thing someday, like the little engine. All right, thank you so much for listening to Story 3 in Mrs. Schnabel's reading room. Until next time, love you all.